Okie dokie, that should be a little better. N8RWS, N8SDR.
Ah, yes it is. Sounds very fantastic. What's new and exciting?
Nah, not a lot. Just getting ready to get some stuff together here and head out on a few calls here this morning, but had the radio on. Figured somebody'd jump in there, so I'm glad at least you have.
Yeah, yep. I just took an extra day off after the snowdrift thing I did on the weekend. Figured I'd take an extra day to recover and have fun and process my photographs and videos and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got 10 degrees here now, and we're under a winter storm warning. So expecting a fair amount of snow. Some of it's coming down right now.
Yeah. Well, that ought to be fun for you. You're probably looking forward to that. At least this year, unlike last year, with the snow drifting. It's, I think it's 19 or 20 here. No no snow, no rain, no nothing. So I think we're supposed to get a little bit of flurries tomorrow. And then colder as the week goes on, but yeah, we'll see about that. I think today it's supposed to be like 45 or 48 here.
Yeah, surprising, because we're supposed to get up to a high of 33 today, so a little bit above freezing. So some of that snow is going to be very heavy. But then I think they said overnight, it must be overnight or maybe tomorrow during the day, it's going to go into the deep freeze again. And I think I heard that it was going to be well below zero, like 20 below, real temperature, not wind chill. But we'll see. Yeah, I went up to that snowdrift. We actually had snow this year. It's the first time since I bought my Refrigiwear suit that I was able to put it to good use. It was 25 below zero on Saturday morning when we got out to the first stage that we were working. So I had a Refrigiwear suit on, and Ryan had his on, and we got us some face masks, the things you pull over your whole head, and only one hole there, so your eyes can peek out. And we had a good time, man, I tell you. It was fun. It ended up warming up to, I don't know, just a little bit below zero, I think, that day. And this was a great time. Lots of snow, and it had a good rally event for sure.
So you didn't break in the ski mask at your local bank or anything?
No, we made sure we took them off before we went in there to make the withdrawals.
Yeah, it was probably a good idea.
I bet so. So you have to make a couple runs today, huh?
Yeah, I've got to make a couple runs early this morning, and the rest of the stuff I pretty well can do remotely, but two of them are going to require hands-on. My hands aren't that long. I can't. I just can't grab the stuff that's in like within the 5 miles or so. 3 miles we're good. And I've got to figure out where the heck this intermittent noise I'm getting on 75 and 40 meters has been coming from the last couple months. It's driving me nuts.
What kind of noise is it?
Well, it almost sounds like power line noise, but then it's I don't think that's what it is. I think it's either this guy behind me that put this one of these security lamps in. I don't know if it's the sensor on that thing or if somebody's got something new. But it's real intermittent, and it seems like in the mornings I hear it more often in the morning than I do it at night. So I'm really wondering if it's that sensor on that security light that's just not shutting off all the way, or it's doing something stupid.
Wow, that's strange. So you just hear like some kind of interference all across the whole band or certain sections of it?
No, it's pretty much across the whole band when it happens. It's there's a nice little staticky buzzing thing in there, and you can watch the noise level come up about 2 or 3 dB.
yesterday I turned this radio on, and I was just sitting here listening, and all of a sudden, whoop, and there was this huge noise. I mean, we're talking, maybe 30 dB of crap, and it was focused on just, it wasn't. It was partially where I was listening, and then it was on the opposite side band as well. So I changed frequencies, and it went away. Then came up again, and I realized there's every so often with this Anon or the computer or something. It must be inside the Anon, actually. It'll do that. And to remedy it, I have to turn the Anon off, obviously turn the software off. Sometimes I have to reboot the computer, but last night I did not. I just cycled the power on those two things, and the noise went away, it stayed away, but very, very strange.
Huh, that is weird. Have you seen anything on any of the Anon groups about it?
No. I mean, it happens so infrequently. Maybe it's happened 3 times since I've owned this thing, so I don't worry too much about it. I just, once I'm talking, it never happens. It's like when I just first turned it on, maybe, it was out of sync or something, and once I get it corrected, it completely stops. Otherwise, I'd be looking at trying to fix it.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a lot easier to deal with than what this mess I am. I don't know what the heck this is. It's like I said, it's over the last month or so. It just seems like it's progressively gotten worse.
Well, can you see the neighbors, that security light that you suspected? Can you actually see it? So maybe when it's making the noise, you can see if it's, exhibiting anything. Partial lighting of the security light, I wonder. Now, I have, I guess it's a security light. It's actually an LED floodlight that I put up. It's got a sensor in it that tells whether it's light or dark. And I've not, I don't turn the thing on very often. I don't think I've ever had it turned on when I'm on the radio. I should go flip it on right now and see. I don't know, though. It's probably not quite dark enough to actually power up. It'd be interesting to see if it makes a hell of a noise. I always wondered about those kind of things when I put them up, and I've had it up for a few months now, but I'm realizing I've not had the lamp turned on ever when I was talking N8RWS.
Yeah, I can see the one that's there. It's off right now. It's been off for a while. So that's why I'm really wondering if it's something with the sensor and that thing that's causing it. I don't see it. It doesn't look like it's flickering or anything like that from when I looked at it. It was just off. I'm gonna have to watch. Maybe if I get time tonight, I'll watch when it comes on and see if any of the noise changes at all when it comes on. I'll just, I guess I could, what I'll do is I'll leave the rig on 80 meters, and I'll just start one of the record sessions and let it run for, an hour or so when it starts to get near dusk out, and see what happens if the noise level comes up when that thing comes on.
Yeah, is it on right now, making the noise?
No, it's off. The light's off, but the noise level's up.
Yeah, that's weird. Every so often I'll get something out here that'll make a noise, but luckily it's not like anything that's repeating, on any sort of cadence at all. I hear, a particular noise one day when I'm, playing radio, and then I never hear it again, which is good. Now I've got some neighbors, but they're a fair distance away. But I guess they got rid of those TVs, didn't they? Remember the plasma TVs or something like that would always give people headaches on amateur radio? I think they got rid of that stuff, or they found a way to filter it, haven't they?
I don't see them for sale anymore. I think they stopped producing those. But I know that there's still a few of them around.
Yeah, probably. Well, luckily none of my neighbors have them, or at least if they do, they're far enough away. I could see getting something like, one of those things, fences, electric fences. Those make noise too, don't they?
Oh yeah. The the don't whiz on the electric fence makes noise.
Yeah, we probably have those around us, but luckily I don't hear them. And one of my neighbors has got the kind of fence that keeps the dog in. You know, it's a wire, an actual wire, but it's buried. And I never hear anything as far as I know. No, and he's got that thing turned on all the time, I'm sure. So luckily out here in the boonies, you don't hear quite as much noise, I guess.
Yeah, and see, I'm surrounded. My neighbors are pretty much right up on top of me. You know, it's all houses are fairly close together down here. I mean, it could be worse. There's some subdivisions down here where the houses are, you know, you could pretty much stick your arms out the windows, you know, on both sides and hold your neighbor's hand if you wanted to. At least I'm not that damn close, but it's just, you know, between that and I got a lot of commercial stuff that's around me. There's a trucking company that's across the street now the last couple of years, and they do truck repairs over there. There's an automotive clinic that's around the corner from me. It's right across from where that radio station is, and every once in a while I'll hear, plasma cutter or welder fire up over there. And then, you know, of course, I'm always fighting with the damn radio station to begin with, too. It's just a damn RF nightmare here.
Yeah, every so often Marcia talks about moving, and I like this house. I think it's really nice, but it's too big. Now after all these years and after all 4 kids are grown up and pretty much moved out, now I wish we would have built a smaller home here, because the property is just fantastic. I mean, I just love it. It's out in the township, so I'm about 3.5 or 4 miles away from Otsego, which is a small little city, and that's cool because it doesn't take that long to go 3.5, 4 miles, and to get to the town, and to get to like a Walmart in Plainwell, it's about 5 miles. Not a big deal. But then the neighbors, I'm on a fairly well spread out development, the private development, I guess, not a public road or anything. 2 miles of private road, and neighbors, again, not so close at all. And each of us has, anyway, I think mine's the smallest lot at about 4 acres, and some of the people have 10, 12, 15 acres on their property. So that kind of spacing we have, and it's really nice. I mean, this used to be an apple orchard too, so in the summertime, when apples start to grow, they grow because I've got apple trees, and just the smell, the being out in the country, the nature that comes around here is so cool. But Marcia's sick of the house, so when she talks about selling and moving, I'm always encouraging that we still live out in the country somewhere. And I think she's okay with that, because I think she likes the being away from neighbors as well. But then again, she doesn't like the risks, like having to have a well. She doesn't like septic tank, anything that can break for our final home. Anything we got to maintain, she's a little bit leery.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both of them. I like you. I'd rather be out in the country, away from space between the neighbors, and less hectic of all the city ordinance crap and all that stuff. It just But when we moved over here, the price was right. The kids were in school. There was plenty of kids around here. The schools were close by, and unfortunately, the kids are still here. Not meaning it in a bad way or anything, but so I haven't needed to go to anything smaller. Actually, I could use more room. But maybe in the next 5 years or so, I'll probably start looking. I keep wishing that that radio station across the street would go out, because if that property goes up for sale, I'd really be interested in it. It's got a nice big ranch on it, and hell, the tower's already there.
Wouldn't that be cool if you could do that? How tall is the tower?
514 feet.
Yeah, they probably would never leave it, though, would they? Because, well, I don't know. Maybe they would, because it's a lot of money to take it down. I don't know if there'd be a liability thing, but I don't think so. If the new owner agreed, that that it could stay. I wonder how much maintenance. What do you think? How much maintenance per year would you need to put into something like that? I don't think much, would you?
I don't know. I don't think they've ever put any maintenance in it, and I think that's the problem I'm having is because that concrete base has a crack in it somewhere, and what happens is that insulator that's in there gets damp or you get filled with water or humidity, and that's when I start having a lot of problems with them, with them causing me, more problems than usual. I mean, I can understand. I'm right across the damn street basically, and I can understand having some problems with them, but not as much as I do. But I was talking to somebody about that last night, and I thought what would be cool is if I could get that property, I leave the tower up, and I would just put, I'd put, slopers up off that tower for every band, and then do the combination with the slopers so you can direct your signal. Hell, that'd be nice to have a 514-foot tower with 160-meter slopers on it that you could, or even on 80 meters, full wave or 2 wavelength slopers. Even at that matter, there'd be enough height to do them. At that wavelength, and man, you'd have some pretty good gain.
Yeah, that would be super cool. Now, how about this though? Like, okay, so if it's a 500-foot tower, if it were to fall, I'm guessing it could hit other people's property, right? That are like close by. Like, could it hit your house?
It could come pretty damn close to hitting mine. It would probably be real close to the driveway. It'd be real close to the driveway, and yeah, I mean, if it fell, the cars, there's a bar across the street on one angle, and then there's that auto clinic thing that's on the other side of the street, and there's a couple 4 families and a couple 2 families. Yeah, it could cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, that would be the thing. So if you had that, you'd have to carry some kind of huge insurance, right? Because then it would become your responsibility to make sure that it's guyed properly. And I don't know how that works, I mean, on a tower, would they typically, I think they last a long, long time, but it's probably been up there a long time. I would, what I was hoping before, when I moved into this place, I thought it'd be so cool for like AT&T or Verizon or somebody to come up here and say, hey, we'd like to put a cell phone tower up, on your property. Would you let us lease a little chunk of it? And I would do that because I think they would be liable in case, they'd surely be responsible for all the maintenance and all that stuff. And then we could get some doggone internet out here that makes sense. Right now, it's horrible. We gotta, I gotta set my cell phone in a certain spot so it'll pick up the signal, for the 4G or whatever it is, and and then I use that phone for a hotspot, and I'm good for like 15 gig, right? And then of course they slow it down, so it's a pain in the ass. I have to be very careful. My DSL too far away. I mean, it's better than dial-up, but it's anywhere from 0.2 megabits per second to 1.3 at the most download, and upload is always limited to like 0.3 something. And it's just nothing. I've tried everything. I've talked to people who have the direct wireless, like AT&T just came out with that, right? So I called them, and they came out twice now. Once in the summer with foliage out and about, and they couldn't get a signal, and I had them come back in the wintertime when all the leaves had fallen off the trees. Still couldn't get a signal. And then 2 of their sales guys or their customer service people came when the guy was checking it the second time, right? And I said, hey, come on, find some way to do this. And, I said, go talk to your people. Put a tower up here. I'll let you put a tower up. And, of course, they kind of poo-pooed that. So we just don't have any options. And we got like 15 homeowners in this little development that I'm in. And each one of them has told me during our annual meetings that if there's anything I can do to get them internet, by putting it on my tower or whatever, they would gladly pay for it because they say that it's going to be a detraction. People are not going to want to move here because of shitty internet. N8RWS.
N8SDR, yeah. See, and I'm in the opposite situation there. The internet services down here, there's there's lots of choice. Well, there's not a lot of choices. There's at least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that are always competing against each other, and then there's a couple smaller ones. You know, like I can get I can get a gigabit down and 800 meg up if I wanted it, which is the highest tier that they have. And then the other company offers, I think it's 900 meg down, and I think it's 500 meg up, or it might be 550 up. But the package I've got now, I mean, it works really well. I'm averaging 600-700 meg down and about 250-300 meg up, so that works out fine for me. Man, I wouldn't. There was no, like, I couldn't do my job living out where you're at. I mean, that would be a major problem for me. That I'd have to find something else. I guess with all that acreage and stuff, I'd have to start growing weed.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I had 3 different fixed wireless people come out. The one from AT&T's most recent, but then there's one called Freedom Net that they keep, a friend of mine owns that even, and he keeps checking, and it's just no way with the way they have their tower set. It is too far away. And then there's another really interesting company out of Allegan that came out and looked at it. And they actually offered to put a tower up, for free and service this area. But they're, I don't know, there was something very odd about the owners, I gotta say. I'm usually not somebody who would judge people, but they just seemed a little bit, perhaps. They were interesting in their lifestyle, but and that's fine. But they seemed a little bit chintzy, because I started asking, okay, if you put the tower up, what kind of speeds can we get? And he said, because your advertisement is 40 gigabits. 40. How do you say it now? I can't even, megabits per second, whatever. 40, down and like 40 up. And he said, yeah, but that's just for like 10 seconds. And then it goes down to 1.5 megabits per second, I guess. And it's like, crap, that's no good. Kind of, it goes and then it slows down. Everybody would be so angry, they'd say to hell with that. So I don't know why they limited it that way. And I guess I'm glad that the guy told me that up front, because I would have been madder than fire as a hell if he would have, put a big tower up and then just, piddled a little teeny trickle of internet to these people. They would not be happy with that.
Yeah, I wonder if they've got it throttled for usage, and that's what their maximum throughput is. If there's one person on it, and then it starts to throttle back, or they've got it set to throttle. They must have it set to throttle the bandwidth. You get that initial connection, and then you get that high speed, and then it goes into the throttle mode to allow other people to connect to it and still have decent speeds as well. That that would not have been good.
No, that's what he said too. He said, no, he does that. He has control over that. And I guess that's why, because whatever, his allocation, wherever this is coming from in Allegan, he's probably just limited, right? And he's got to try to maintain it for everybody. But that would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? I mean, it would, initially, you'd be pretty happy, right? Because he'd push a button and some would blast in there, but then, man, it would slow right down. Like if you were trying to upload a YouTube video, that throttling it back would make it essentially the same as I've got right now after the first few seconds. So maybe you have to keep restarting it, when you get that blast, and you could turn the slow thing into something quick, but that'd be too much of a hassle for me. So yeah, for that reason, we're just hanging out here waiting for something better to come about. What would be something is that 5G, if that comes to be what you will. I know, though, it's got to have a dense population of those little mini repeater things in order to work. So unless they were not so expensive to install, I don't think there's any way they're going to run them 5 miles, up here to make it work.
Yeah, Yeah, you might get lucky. They may have to put in a couple of repeaters to cover some areas that they got now. That they're going to offer it in, um, just so it's there. That may it may be of some benefit to you. I guess that's a possibility. Um, I'm not sure when they're putting it in down here. I know they've been talking about it. I mean, there's a cell tower across the road from me too. Besides the AM station, there's one back on the the lot for the trucking company. They've got one over there, and I don't understand why it's. Well, I guess I was gonna say I really don't understand why it's there because the elevation here is pretty crappy. I mean, I'm only at like I think 630 feet, but maybe that's the reason it is there because where I'm at is kind of like a little valley, so they may be doing it to kind of fill in that coverage area down here. It's not with the provider that I use. It's with another provider. I mean, my service here is through the provider that I use is pretty decent. Unless they go into the basement, and then it's kind of shoddy. But upstairs, where I'm at here on the second floor or down on the main floor, it's the coverage is pretty good. It's yeah, that's another situation I'm in down here too. Is not that it matters that much on HF, it's not a big deal, but on VHF it would suck to be where I'm at. But I don't do a lot of VHF. I mean, every once in a while I might get on 2 meters with some of the guys locally here, and or if we're doing some tower work or something like that, it's it's easy to to do from the tower to the ground crew or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, hell, I think I get on 2 meters maybe once every month or so, maybe 2 months.
VA3 KDC.
Hey DJ, how you doing? Yeah, that's another advantage I've got here, Rick. Is the elevation. We're like the highest point in Otsego Township, I think, and a little ski place. I don't know if you'd call it a resort, but one of the bigger ski areas, in Southwest Michigan at least, is my neighbor. And we're quite high compared to others. So gosh, I would have thought, a tower. They come up with that direct wireless AT&T. I thought, man, that's sweet because all I got to do is have a tower close enough, and I'm up high. Why couldn't it work? But it just isn't working out that way. So DJ, what's new and exciting? You got any snow? N8RWS.
No, just a little skiff, but 8 degrees Fahrenheit here. I took the blue box and garbage bins out to into the driveway, and I have a little bit of snow just going out the garage on the concrete pad, which I just used the broom to sweep off. Same with the sidewalk, but man, I'll tell you, it was crunching. It was almost squeaking underneath my feet.
Yeah, morning DJ, N8SDR.
Yep, good morning. I don't know, we're supposed to get I didn't say how much snow, but it's supposed to be a snowy day today, but it's not starting out that way.
Yeah, I just got a text message from my mom, so I'm going to take a break after this transmission and chat with her a little bit. We were in a snow advisory, right? Last night, and I woke up this morning, it's changed to a winter storm warning, and we are getting a good amount now. And they're saying, I think 8 to 10 inches is what we're supposed to get, but then it's going to get really windy and blow the snow around, which will be really fun. So I'm looking forward to it. And you guys carry on. I've got to chat with my mom a little bit. My youngest son, who's a Marine, turns 21 years old tomorrow. I just can't believe it. I didn't even think that he's been gone in the Marine Corps for, I guess, 2 years now. Well, 3. It's got to be 3 because he went when he was 18. 19, 20, 21. It's like, holy crap. Time flies. And that one kind of escaped me until he mentioned. He said, hey, Dad, I'm going to be here at this such and such a place to celebrate my 21st birthday. And I said, I thought he was talking about a normal, place where, I could fly out and visit him or something because I would have done it. And come to find out, hell no, it's in some mountain that's full of snow in California. He's in the middle of training, and there's not a chance in hell that they let normal people up to wherever this is. So he's going to be celebrating it on his own. Let me chat with Mom. I may be back in Escoshy. This, is N8RWS.
All right, hey, I'm going to have to get out of here in a couple minutes anyways, Jeff. So nice talking with you this morning. By the way, I grabbed some video and some audio. It's out on the YouTube thing. I know you can't stream live and do the radio stuff at the same time because of the internet stuff, but it's out there if you want to listen to it this morning at some point later on. And I'll hang in here with DJ for a couple minutes, and then I got to get myself. Have a good day there, Jeff.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll find you. I don't know that I've subscribed yet, so I'm going to have to, maybe if you had a second, blast me a quick link to your channel, and I'll subscribe so that I don't have to ask again. N8RWS.
Yeah, just when you go to YouTube, just look up, just do a search on my call, and you'll find it, and then you can just subscribe from that.
Oh, okay, that'll work. See ya.
See you, Jeff. I probably won't be in here much longer. I just came down and check on things, and then go up and have some breakfast.
Yeah, I can't hang in here too much longer myself, DJ. I gotta get some stuff packed up in here and get ready to head out here in a few minutes to hit a couple jobs. But I don't think I was telling Jeff, we're not supposed to get any snow today. We're supposed to get maybe a little bit of flurries tomorrow, and then I think we get a big change in temperature here on Wednesday. I think we're supposed to have a high of like -2, but I know Jeff was saying something about -20 or -18 up there where he's at later in the week. That doesn't sound like much fun.
Roger, yeah. Well, it says here for our location, significant snowfall likely today. Snow at times heavy will develop this morning, early afternoon. And, 7 Fahrenheit, that feels like 9 below. Wednesday, yes, 0, but will feel like 24 below. And by Sunday, up to 37. Monday, 37. And then, like, Sunday, 37, starting with rain showers. Crazy. Glad I don't have a snowmobile anymore.
Yeah. Oh man, that's the way it is here too. I mean, it's we're at I think we're supposed to get in the mid 40s today, and then take this big jump, and then back to the 40s by I think the end of the week on Saturday or Sunday. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, last week of January, then we'll be in February. February goes by fast. It's 28 days. And even though it's just a few days short, it still feels like it's a month that goes by quickly. Winter is going to go by quickly this year, I think. I think we're going to see maybe, I'm hoping, early spring.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm hoping the same thing. I got a tower that I want to get up. Was planning on trying to do it in March, so if hopefully if weather breaks the end of February and winter's over with, March will start warming up a little bit, and the ground will still be soft enough from the snow and whatever rain we get between now and then, so that'll help out. It's we'll have to see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, well, I got all my towers up, everything's good. I just want to change my antenna. The antenna I have right now is only 210 feet long, and it's 16 gauge wire and 58 feet of ladder line. Brian from the King Island sent me some new wire at 14 gauge, and I'm going to make it 252 feet and 57 feet of ladder line valve. He sent me new spacers, which are 5-inch, so it's going to make it a true 600, where this 16 gauge, the spacers are only 3.5. It's the true 600. So, and it should be a lot more resonant, I think. I did the math, so it'll be good all the way around. And if this one here, this tuner, the AP2K, I love this thing, man. Just the inductor and the capacitance. I made up a chart for both the amp and the tuner, and I can bang, go right there, and it's right on. So I'm glad I got this. Now I'm just looking at the radar here, so it looks like about noon when we should start to see. happens. I just kind of thought it was way too thick and cold, but oh well. Don't worry about it. It's winter.
Yeah, it's winter. There's nothing you can do about it anyway, so just deal with it and go on, I guess. Yeah, I've got the AT1 KP. It's the next series down from what you've got. I've had it for years, and it's the same way. You make a chart up for the thing, and you know it's you can go right back to those settings every time, and it doesn't change unless something happens with the antenna.
Yeah, well, when we had that rain there that last Wednesday, duck kind of tweak it from what my numbers were, but it wasn't that bad. So just the same as the Drake here. I can pretty well put it right on the numbers as well compared to the ALADB I had. Well, it's working out good. So I'm hoping that with the new antenna and it being kept properly, it'll just be that much better. So I get good signal report, so I don't have any problem there. But I just kind of like to have things working 100%. My MFJ 998 and teletuner I had, it worked good, but it wasn't 100%. Like it wasn't on 100%. You'd have to bump it, get it right flat match or as close as you could. So just it was okay, but I just wasn't really happy. This thing here, I'm 110% happy with it.
Yeah, that's a nice tuner. All right, hey, I hate to get on you, but I'm gonna get some stuff packed up and get out the door here. So have a good day. Hopefully you don't get too much snow up there, or hopefully it doesn't get too cold. And I will maybe I'll catch you here later tonight or tomorrow morning again. Have a good day, DJ. Talk with you later. N8SDR.
Yep, roger that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see anything else on any of the other bands. Well, I usually go up to 39.55 and then go to 49. My band is hungry, so I'm going to just go up and make them coffee. So, very good. Have a good day. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.